everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Blair and today's video is another video in my If I Could Only Choose 5 series. Today we're talking about makeup brushes. If you watch my videos frequently, these brushes will not be a surprise. I tend to use the same brushes over and over. Even though I have tons, I reach for these 5 the most. They never disappoint me. I always love how they apply my makeup. They're great quality. They wash well. It's just, these are perfect brushes in my opinion. I love them. I would definitely repurchase them. Some of them I'm actually considering buying backups of because I love them that much. So if you're interested in my top 5 favorite makeup brushes, please keep watching. I can do my whole face with these 5 brushes if I had to. So I feel like this is a really good, well-rounded group. So if you're interested in my favorite brushes, please keep watching and let's go ahead and get started. Number 1 is a very obvious choice for me, and if you watch my videos consistently, this will not be a surprise because I use this brush all the time. I've talked about it so much because I love it. It's the Smashbox Blurring Foundation Brush. This is the best foundation brush ever. I love this so much. This is dense enough to give you coverage, but not so dense that you can't blend with it. This is a perfect mix between a dense brush that will give you some coverage, but still fluffy enough so that you can buff in areas where maybe you don't want as much coverage. It is so good. I have not lost any hairs. No hairs when I wash this brush have come off. It's perfect. It has a really long handle, which I really like. You can hold it out here and get a much more sheer application, or you can hold it closer to the head of the brush and get more of a fuller coverage. It is the best foundation brush. I love it so much. I do have another foundation brush from Smashbox. It's the full coverage foundation brush. It is much more dense and not as fluffy. I like this, but not as much as this one. This is perfect. That's why I reach for it all the time. It is great for whatever kind of face product you're applying. Foundation, tinted moisturizer. You can use this for sunscreen, for primer. This is just a great multi-purpose brush. You can even use this for bronzer, like a cream bronzer. The size is perfect for getting like in your cheeks here. It's perfect. It's just perfect in every way. It is pricier, but honestly, with makeup brushes, I do truly believe that if you invest in a good quality brush, you can use them for years. You can use them over and over. You're not going to have to replace them constantly. So I don't mind spending a little bit more on makeup brushes. The Smashbox brushes you can get at Macy's or I believe smashbox.com. I think those are the only 2 places you can get these, but they're phenomenal. Even just holding it, you can tell it's just a really good quality makeup brush. You can get a sheer coverage with this, medium coverage, full coverage. It's all about where you hold your handle and the product you're applying, the amount of pressure that you're applying. But you can stipple with this and really build up your coverage, or you can buff with it. You'll love it. I guarantee you anybody that buys this brush will love it. And I originally heard about this from Shelby Wilson here on YouTube, and I would just always see her using this brush in videos, and she always talked about how great it was. And finally I got it, and she is absolutely right. It's the best. I have other foundation brushes that I like, but not as much as this one. I love it. Will always, always, always have one of these, maybe 2. I might even buy a backup of this. I love it that much. Number 2 is, again, another Smashbox brush, and I'm sure you all have seen me use this too. It's the blurring concealer brush, so it's the smaller version of the blurring foundation brush. This is a newer purchase for me. I honestly didn't even know they had a concealer version of the blurring brush until I was in Macy's and saw this brush. I have always been someone that used a sponge to blend out my concealer. It's just what I've always done, mainly because I could never find a brush for my concealer that I loved. Every time I would try to blend it out with a brush, I couldn't do it and get it to look right until I tried this. This brush is literally the same brush as this, it's just smaller. It's dense enough so that you can get some coverage, but it's fluffy too, so you can blend with it. It is so perfect. It fits perfectly under your eyes. This is also a great multi-use brush. You could honestly use this for eyeshadow if you wanted. You could use it for like a cream contour. I love this brush. Love it, love it, love it. Honestly, I will probably buy a backup of both of these because I love them that much. In fact, these I will say are my two absolute favorite makeup brushes that I own. If I had to pick two of them, these would be them. I do have 3 more to share with you that I love, but I love these so much. I know you guys have seen me use this in probably my last 10 videos. When I apply my concealer, I use this. And sometimes I will take a sponge and very lightly go over my under eyes after using this, but a lot of times I just use this. This is also a great brush for your corrector. So if you use like a liquid corrector and dot it on under your eyes, this is great for blending it in. You can blend, you can buff with this, you can tap. It is perfect. Hands down the best under eye brush I've ever tried. And I very seriously doubt anything can beat this. I love it, love it, love it. Like I said, I got this one at Macy's, and the last time I got on the Smashbox website, they did have the blurring foundation brush, but not the blurring concealer brush. So I don't know if this one is like a Macy's exclusive or something. I don't know, but if you need a new brush for your concealer, look no further. This is it. I guarantee you will love it. Number 3, another Smashbox brush. I know, I just love them. I can't help it. I love them so much. This is probably the newest one to my collection, but I love it. I've talked about this on my channel also, and it's the Smashbox Buildable Cheek Brush. I typically use this for blush. This is, again, with the same long handle. You have a really fluffy brush that sheerly applies blush. So if you're someone that is afraid of applying your blush and getting like clown cheeks and having way too much, this brush is perfect for you. You could use this for bronzer as well, which is another reason I chose it for this video. This is a great multi-purpose brush also. You could use this for powder all over your face. You can use it for blush like I do. You could use it for bronzer, highlight. You could use this for so many things, and it's amazing. It's the best powder brush for powder products. I love it so much. It's kind of a tapered shape. It's kind of skinnier on the bottom, and it gets kind of fluffy on the top, and even a little tapered like right at the tip. This is so good, you guys. These Smashbox brushes are so perfect. They never disappoint me either. You know how sometimes you'll do your makeup, and depending on the products and even the brushes or the tools that you use, your makeup doesn't always turn out exactly the same. That's why I love these brushes, because every time I use them, they apply everything exactly how I like and never disappoint me. Again, like I said earlier, they are pricey, but so well worth it. I think investing in a good quality makeup brush is totally worth the splurge, and if you take care of them, you can keep them for years and years and years. They're not gonna be something you have to replace all the time. I love these from Smashbox because when you wash them, number one, they don't lose their shape. They're very easy to fluff back up into the original shape. And number two, the bristles don't fall out when you wash them. That is one of my pet peeves with makeup brushes. I hate when they shed. It drives me crazy. They leave little hairs behind on your face when you're applying your makeup. I hate that. That has never happened to me with any of my Smashbox brushes. These three, you could do your whole face. Foundation, concealer, powder, blush, bronzer. You could do it all with these three. Highly, highly recommend Smashbox brushes. Number 4 is my one and only eyeshadow brush. Yes, I am only choosing one brush for eyeshadow because truly you could use this one brush for everything, and it's the BK Beauty 202 Tapered Crease Brush. This brush is a crease brush, but it's a tapered shape. So it's fluffy, but it's very narrow and it's tapered at the very tip. So what I love about this is you can use this in the crease for your transition, but you can also use the tip of it to really get into specific spots and place color in specific areas on your eye. So if you want to blend bronzer all over or in your crease, you can then take this, take a darker color, place it in your outer V, and blend the outer V color with this brush. You can do both. You can do the crease, you can do an outer V. You can use this for an all over shadow color. You could use this for cream shadow just to quickly wash some all over your lid and be done. You can even pinch this and use it on your bottom lash line. This truly, with this one brush, you can do everything you need to do. Everything. I have some more BK Beauty brushes and they're all amazing quality. I love them. This one though, for eyeshadow, is a holy grail favorite. I love it so, so much. These, like the Smashbox brushes, wash really well. You don't have to worry about bristles falling out of these. They don't lose their shape when you wash them. I love it. You can do anything you need to do with this brush and it's perfect. I love it. If I could only choose one eyeshadow brush, this would be the one. And number 5 is a powder brush actually, and it's from Sephora. It's the Sephora Collection powder brush. What I love about this, everybody needs a good powder brush. What I like about this one specifically is the shape. It's not a typical fluffy powder brush. It is kind of a curved shape that fits really well against your face. This is not the kind of powder brush where you would buff or that's going to move product around. That's why I love it. I am someone that I don't love to apply a ton of powder. I like to just lightly apply it all over my face, and because of the shape of this brush, you can get your powder and lightly tap to set your face. You're not going to have to worry about moving your product underneath, which is a huge concern for me. Sometimes when you go in with powder and you use something really big and fluffy, if you get a little too aggressive with it, you end up moving the product underneath and kind of ruining your base, and you have to start all over. With this, you can literally just tap anywhere you need it and it fits right to the shape and contours of your face. It is perfect. I haven't had any issues with the quality on this. I've washed it many times. It doesn't lose its shape. I love this. It's the first powder brush I've ever seen that's shaped like this, and I wasn't sure when I first got it how I was going to feel about it, but for the type of powder application that I like, this is perfect because you literally can just tap it, lightly set your face, and you're good to go. You could even use this for foundation if you wanted to. You could use this flat, kind of slanted side to get your coverage and kind of pat foundation in, and then use the fluffier side to buff. I think this is a great quality brush and I love it a lot. They do have other Sephora brushes from this same collection, that I've tried and I like, but this one's definitely my favorite. So if you're needing a new powder brush and you want something where you can just kind of lightly set your face, this one from Sephora is awesome. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If I could only choose 5 makeup brushes, I love these 5 brushes. If you watch my videos, like I said, these are not a surprise. I use them all the time, but I did want to have a video where I share the 5 top favorite makeup brushes. If I had to choose, these would definitely be the 5. Let me know in the comments if you have a holy grail makeup brush. I would love to hear what you love to use on a daily basis. These are definitely my holy grails, and hopefully if you try any of these brushes out and you like them, let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you're notified every time I upload, and make sure you're following me over on Instagram at the same username, simply.blair. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.